as I sit here on my balcony overlooking the Atlantic Ocean and enjoying some freshly squeezed orange juice, I want to explain to you why white male privilege doesn't exist. And I want to do so by using a story, true story, that happened to me when I was younger. So I used to live in the United Kingdom and I used to work for somebody else. I know, the crazy things you do when you're young. Anyway, on this particular day, it was a cold and depressing January late afternoon, about 5 o'clock, and I just finished work. And I was stood at the bus stop and it was this miserable, depressing rain. The bus came and I got on, found a seat and sat down. But the thing is that my home was just before the bus stop where I would get off. So every day I would drive past my home and then get off the bus and then have to walk back. And that used to really annoy me because it was the end of the day and I just wanted to go home and relax. On this particular day, as we were riding along the road towards my home, the bus driver recognized somebody on the street. So he stopped the bus, opened the doors, and this guy got on the bus. And because he knew the bus driver, he didn't have to pay any money. Anyway, we rode along and the two guys just happily chatted away to each other. And then as we approached my home, the bus driver started to slow the bus down and pull over to the curb. And it became very obvious that this man was going to get off the bus right near my home. So, as soon as the bus stopped and the doors opened, I grabbed my bag and I rushed off the bus at the same time as this guy. And it was right in front of my home. Fantastic. So, why am I telling you this story? Well, for some people, that's an example of me having white male privilege. I can afford to live in a property, I can afford to eat and use public transport, I'm clearly educated and healthy enough to hold down a job, and I'm lucky to have a job. But that is not privilege. In the West, that is a simply normal way of living a life. It is a very common lifestyle. And if we start associating normality, the ordinary, as privilege simply because there are other people that don't have that, well, that's clearly wrong. Because privilege is having a benefit that is over and above the norm. The truth is, if we start to say that normality is privilege, and then at the same time say that the people who are underprivileged should have what we have, then we are contradicting ourselves. We are saying it is wrong to have these things, and yet at the same time we are saying other people should have them. And those that don't have the benefits of a modern life do not gain anything by removing those benefits from the people who have them. So I didn't have any privilege in that story. The person who did have the privilege was the guy that the bus driver knew, because he didn't have to stand at a bus stop. He didn't have to pay his fare. He didn't have to wait until they were at another bus stop for him to alight. And there's nothing wrong with that, because the truth is we all have certain privilege. Each one of us has the opportunity to go to a place or do things or behave in a way that other people don't have. And we have that privilege because of who we are. And occasionally we all have the opportunity to benefit from other people's privilege. At times we all get to jump off the bus at a time that is convenient for us. Cheers.
Dancing and singing in the rain.